Bubbled Interspace was designed to offer a sense of separation between now and then. For most of my childhood, I was a patient at Shriners Hospital for Children. The hospital was always a place I feared most. There were a lot of decoys placed around the hospital, like a pirate ship, oceanic themes around every corner, and of course, the bubble wall, which separated a waiting room from the clinic. Because of that fear, those fun decoys were never appreciated by younger me. I was too busy screaming, crying, or devising a master plan in my mind to run away from the hospital. Turns out I wasn't the best at scheming, as I never got away. As an adult, I look back in dismay at this behavior. I know I was a kid, but inside me there is a part that wishes they had appreciated all the good that surrounded them in the place they feared most. Bubbled Interspace and the Pain of Healing series as a whole allows for that. Part 1 of Bubbled Interspace encompasses my early years as a patient. Here, you can see baby Noah sitting on the floor of the clinic at Shriners Hospital for Children in Erie, Pennsylvania. As he sits, playing with his blocks with his little feet, his doctor sits at his level and looks up to his mother, who is standing with her back facing the viewer. The doctor is telling my mother my diagnosis of severe idiopathic scoliosis and outlining the course of treatment we'd soon find ourselves on. My mother watches nervously, with her hands wringing behind her. As she listens and watches me play, she's thinking, not my little Noah, as well as, what do I do? My mother wasn't always sure of what to do. And looking back, how could she know? I'm just glad she was there. Soon after this diagnosis, I would begin wearing braces to help correct the growing curvature of my spine. When this did not work, we moved on to body casts, which I'd wear for months at a time. The summer months were the worst, as sweat accumulated in my cast, making things very itchy and uncomfortable. I can still recall approaching my mom with scissors one hot summer day, essentially begging her to cut the cast off. Soon thereafter, we'd be on our way back to the hospital to get it buzzed off by saw for some relief. This process was repeated over and over and over again until it was clear the casts were not working as intended. Less invasive was out, more invasive was in, and the fish kept swimming. In the second installation, we meet up with an older part of Noah. This part of me is aged anywhere between 10 and 15. It was this time period of my life where I underwent growing rod implementation, extension surgeries every 5 to 6 months, and ending with a spinal fusion from T2 to L4. These years of my life were bloody, painful, stiff, awkward, and completely uncomfortable with everything. My body, this process, and my life. Every day was an act of survival. In this installation, you can see the doctor grabbing my shoulders and contorting me in a way that mimicked a straight spine. Alongside, a nurse dressed in her operating room attire would be writing notes or providing information from my chart. In these moments, I can remember feeling like a specimen as the doctor examined my body and took notes. As an adult, I know they were doing their jobs, great ones at that. But little Noah was scared. Little Noah was so riddled with anxiety and fear, he'd break down a lot. Weighted too far down with all that he was going through, at home, at school, and in the hospital. It almost felt like a rain cloud followed me everywhere I went. Many of the behaviors presented in this era are the ones that try to creep back into the present. This is personified by the scratches in the paper. Those memories and behaviors sometimes try to scratch through the separation or interspace that I have designed. I can look through and see the past and remember those harder moments. I can use this series to appreciate the high level of care I was exposed to as a child from the staff at Shriners, instead of only falling back on foggy, fear-filled memories. And if those behaviors from the past scratch through to the present, it's up to me to notice them and put them back where they belong. That was then, and this is now, and the fish keep on swimming. Part 3 of Bubbled Interspace is coming soon.